Good morning. This is Kim Blake with SDG Bible Study. That's the SOLI DEO GLORIA Bible Study coming to you on this Saturday morning, August the 9th, 2025. I hope everyone is doing well and ready for the weekend and ready for the reading of God's Word as we continue in the reading from the Everyday Gospel, a daily devotional by Paul David Tripp with a reading from the biblical text and then a short devotional reading. This morning we'll be in the book of Jeremiah, chapters 10 through 13 this morning. So 4 chapters to read. So join me as we read God's Word together. Jeremiah chapter 10. Hear the word which Yahweh speaks to you, O house of Israel. Thus says Yahweh, do not learn the way of the nations, and do not be terrified by the signs of the heavens, although the nations are terrified by them. For the statutes of the peoples are vanity, because it is a wood cut from the forest, the work of the hands of a craftsman with a cutting tool. They make it beautiful with silver and with gold. They strengthen it with nails and with hammers, so that it will not totter. Like a scarecrow in a cucumber field are they, and they cannot speak. They must be carried, because they cannot take a step. Do not fear them, for they can do no harm, nor can they do any good. There is none like you, O Yahweh. You are great, and great is your name in might. Who would not fear you, O King of the nations? Indeed, it is your due. For among all the wise men of the nations and in all their kingdoms, there is none like you. But they are altogether senseless and foolish. They are in a discipline of vanities. It is mere wood. Beaten silver is brought from Tarshish, and gold from Euphaz, the work of a craftsman, and of the hands of a goldsmith. Blue and purple are their clothing. They are all the work of wise craftsmen. But Yahweh is the true God. He is the living God and the everlasting King. At his wrath the earth quakes, and the nations cannot endure his indignation. Thus you shall say to them, the gods that did not make the heavens and the earth will perish from the earth and from under the heavens. It is he who made the earth by his power, who established the world by his wisdom, and by his understanding he has stretched out the heavens. When he gives forth his voice, there's a tumult of waters in the heavens, and he causes the clouds to ascend from the end of the earth. He makes lightning for the rain, and brings out the wind from his storehouses. Every man is senseless, devoid of knowledge. Every goldsmith is put to shame by his graven images. For his molten images are a lie, and there is no breath in them. They are vanity, a work of mockery. In the time of their punishment, they will perish. The portion of Jacob is not like these, for the maker of all is he, and Israel is the tribe of his inheritance. Yahweh of hosts is his name. Gather up your bundle from the ground, you who inhabit a land under siege. For thus says Yahweh, behold, I am slinging out the inhabitants of the land at this time, and will cause them distress, that they may find it. Woe is me because of my injury. My wound is desperately sick. But I said, truly, this is a sickness, and I must bear it. My tent is destroyed, and all my ropes are torn out. My sons have gone from me and are no more. There is no one to stretch out my tent again, or to set up my curtains. For the shepherds have become senseless, and have not sought Yahweh. Therefore they have not prospered, and all their flock is scattered. The sound of a report, behold, it comes, a great quaking out of the land of the north, to make the cities of Judah a desolation, a haunt of jackals. I know, O Yahweh, that a man's way is not in himself, nor is it in a man who walks to direct his steps. Discipline me, O Yahweh, but with justice, not with your anger, lest you bring me to nothing. Pour out your wrath on the nations that do not know you, and on the families that do not call your name. For they have devoured Jacob, they have devoured him and consumed him, and have made desolate his abode. Now to chapter 11. The word which came to Jeremiah from Yahweh, saying, hear the words of this covenant, and you shall speak to the men of Judah and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and say to them, thus says Yahweh, the God of Israel, cursed is the man who does not hear the words of this covenant. which I commanded your fathers in the day that I brought them out of the land of Egypt, from the iron furnace, saying, Listen to my voice and do according to all which I command you. So you shall be my people, and I will be your God, in order to establish the oath which I swore to your fathers, to give them a land flowing with milk and honey, as it is this day. Then I answered and said, Amen, O Yahweh. And Yahweh said to me, Call out all these words in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem, saying, Hear the words of this covenant, so that you will do them. For I solemnly warn your fathers in the day that I brought them up from the land of Egypt, even to this day, rising up early and warning, saying, Listen to my voice. Yet they did not listen or incline their ear, but walked each one in the stubbornness of his evil heart. Therefore I brought on them all the words of this covenant, which I commanded them to do, but they did not. Then Yahweh said to me, A conspiracy has been found among the men of Judah and among the inhabitants of Jerusalem. They have turned back to the iniquities of their ancestors, who refused to hear my words, and they have walked after other gods to serve them. The house of Israel and the house of Judah have broken my covenant, which I cut with their fathers. Therefore thus says Yahweh, Behold, I am bringing calamity on them, which they will not be able to get out of, and they will cry to me, yet I will not listen to them. Then the cities of Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem will go and cry to the gods to whom they burn incense, but they surely will not save them in the time of their calamity. For your gods are the number of your cities, O Judah, and the number of the streets of Jerusalem are the altars you have set up to the shameful thing, altars to burn incense to Baal. But as for you, do not pray for this people, nor lift up a cry of lamentation or prayer for them, for I will not listen when they call to me because of their calamity. What possession has my beloved in my house, when she has done many schemes of wickedness? Can the flesh, which is set apart as holy, take away from you your calamity, so that you can exult? Yahweh called your name a green olive tree, beautiful in fruit and form, with the noise of a great tumult. He has kindled fire on it, and its foliage has an evil demise. Yahweh of hosts, who planted you, has spoken forth evil against you because of the evil of the house of Israel and the house of Judah, which they have done to provoke me to anger by burning incense to Baal. Moreover, Yahweh made it known to me, and I knew it, that you showed me their deeds. But I was like a gentle lamb led to the slaughter, and I did not know that they had devised thoughts against me, saying, Let us make the tree with its fruit a ruin, and let us cut him off from the land of the living, that his name be remembered no more. But, O of hosts, who judges righteously, who tests the insides and the heart, let me see your vengeance on them, for to you have I revealed my case. Therefore thus says Yahweh concerning the men of Anathoth, who seek your life, saying, Do not prophesy in the name of Yahweh, so that you will not die at our hand. Therefore thus says Yahweh of hosts, Behold, I am about to punish them. The choice men will die by the sword, their sons and their daughters will die by famine, and a remnant will not be left to them, for I will bring calamity on the men of Anathoth, the year of their punishment. Now to chapter 12. Righteous are you, O Yahweh, when I would plead my case with you. Indeed, I would speak matters of justice with you. Why has the way of the wicked succeeded? Why are all those who deal in treachery complacent? You have planted them. They have also taken root. They grow. They have even produced fruit. You are near to their lips, but far from their inmost being. But you, O Yahweh, you know me, you see me, and you test my heart's attitude toward you. Drag them off like sheep for the slaughter, and set them apart for a day of carnage. How long is the land to mourn, and the plants of every field to dry up, because of the evil of those who inhabit it? Animals and birds have been swept away, because men have said, He will not see our latter ending. If you have run with footmen, and they have tired you out, then how can you compete with horses? If you fall down in a land of peace, how will you do in the thicket of the Jordan? For even your brothers and the household of your father, even they have dealt treacherously with you. Even they have called aloud after you. Do not believe them, although they may say nice things to you. I have forsaken my house. I have abandoned my inheritance. I have given the beloved of my soul into the hand of her enemies. My inheritance has become to me like a lion in the forest. She has given forth its voice against me. Therefore I have come to hate her. Is my inheritance like a speckled bird of prey to me? Are the birds of prey against her on every side? Go gather all the beasts of the field, bring them to devour. Many shepherds have ruined my vineyard. They have trampled down my portion. They have made my desired portion a desolate wilderness. It has been made a desolation, desolate. It mourns before me. The whole land has been made desolate, because no man sets it upon his heart. On all the bare heights in the wilderness, destroyers have come. For a sword of Yahweh is devouring. From one end of the land even to the other, there is no peace for any flesh. They have sown wheat and have reaped thorns. They have strained themselves to no profit, but to be ashamed of your produce because of the burning anger of Yahweh. Thus says Yahweh concerning all my evil neighbors who beat at the inheritance with which I have caused my people Israel to inherit it. Behold, I am about to uproot them from their land, and will uproot the house of Judah from among them. And it will come about that after I have uprooted them, I will return and have compassion on them, and I will cause them to return, each one to his inheritance, and each one to his land. Then if they will really learn the ways of my people to swear by my name, as Yahweh lives, even as they taught my people to swear by Baal, they will be built up in the midst of my people. But if they will not listen, I will uproot that nation, uproot and make it perish, declares Yahweh. Now to chapter 13. Then Yahweh said to me, Go and buy yourself a linen belt and put it around your loins, but do not put it in water. So I bought the belt in accordance with the word of Yahweh, and I put it around my loins. Then the word of Yahweh came to me a second time, saying, Take the belt that you have bought, which is around your loins, and arise, go to the Euphrates, and hide it there in a crevice of the rock. So I went and hid it by the Euphrates, as Yahweh had commanded me. Now it happened that after many days Yahweh said to me, Arise, go to the Euphrates, and take from there the belt which I commanded you to hide there. Then I went to the Euphrates and dug, and took the belt from the place where I had hidden it, and behold, the belt was ruined. It was totally worthless. Then the word of Yahweh came to me, saying, Thus says Yahweh, just so will I ruin the pride of Judah and the great pride of Jerusalem. This evil people who refuse to listen to my words, who walk in the stubbornness of their hearts, and have walked after other gods to serve them and to worship them, let them be just like this belt, which is totally worthless. For as the belt clings to the loins of a man, so I made the whole household of Israel and the whole household of Judah cling to me, declares Yahweh, that they might be for me a people for a name, for praise, and for beauty, but they did not listen. Therefore you are to say this word to them, Thus says Yahweh, the God of Israel, every jug is to be filled with wine. And they will say to you, Do we not very well know that every jug is to be filled with wine? Then you shall say to them, Thus says Yahweh, Behold, I am about to fill all the inhabitants of this land, the kings that sit for David on his throne, the priests, the prophets, and all the inhabitants of Jerusalem with drunkenness. I will shatter them against each other, both the fathers and the sons together, declares Yahweh. I will not spare, nor show pity, nor have compassion, so as not to ruin them. Listen and give ear, and do not be haughty, for Yahweh has spoken. Give glory to Yahweh your God before he brings darkness, and before your feet stumble on the dusky mountains. And while you are hoping for light, he makes it into the shadow of death and turns it into dense gloom. But if you will not listen to it, my soul will cry in secret for such pride, and my eyes will bitterly weep and flow down with tears, because the flock of Yahweh has been taken captive. Say to the king and the queen mother, Take a lowly seat, for your beautiful crown has come down from your head. The cities of the Negev have been closed up, and there is no one to open them. All Judah has been taken away into exile, wholly taken away into exile. Lift up your eyes and see those coming from the north. Where is the flock that was given you, you beautiful sheep? What will you say when he appoints over you, and you yourself had taught them, former companions, to be head over you? Will not pangs seize you like a woman in childbirth? If you say in your heart, why have these things happened to me? Because of the multitude of your iniquity, your skirts have been uncovered, and your heels have suffered violence. Can the Ethiopian change his skin, or the leopard his spots? Then you also can do good, who are accustomed to doing evil. Therefore I will scatter them like chaff, passing away into the wilderness wind. This is your lot, the portion measured to you. For me, declares Yahweh, because you have forgotten me and trusted in lies. So I myself have also stripped your skirts off over your face, that your disgrace may be seen. As for your adulteries and your lustful neighings, the lewdness of your prostitution on the hills and the fields, I have seen your detestable things. Woe to you, O Jerusalem! How long will you not cleanse yourself? That will conclude our reading from the biblical text. Now to the devotional reading. God mocks the complete inability of idols to do what only he, as Creator King, is able to do. The Old Testament contains a bit of divine humor, mockery, and sarcasm. It is hard for us to mock another person and not to sin, but God, who is perfectly holy in every way and all of the time, can mock in a way that is righteous and pure. Few passages drip with more sarcastic humor than Jeremiah 10. God mocks the idols that have captured the hearts of his people. He compares their lifeless inability to his creation power and sovereign authority. It is as though God were saying to this people, seriously, this is whom you have forsaken me for. Do you really understand who they are compared to who I am? Learn not the way of the nations, nor be dismayed at the signs of the heavens, because the nations are dismayed at them, for the customs of the people are vanity. A tree from the forest is cut down and worked with an axe by the hands of a craftsman. They decorate it with silver and gold. They fasten it with hammers and nails so that it cannot move. Their idols are like scarecrows in a cucumber field, and they cannot speak. They have been carried, for they cannot walk. Do not be afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither is it in them to do good. There is none like you, O Lord. You are great, and your name is great in might. Who would not fear you, O King of the nations? For this is your due, for among all the wise ones of the nations, and in all their kingdoms, there is none like you. They are both stupid and foolish. The instructions of idols is but wood. Thus you shall say to them, the gods who did not make the heavens and the earth shall perish from the earth and from under the heavens. It is I who made the earth by his power, who established the world by his wisdom, and by his understanding stretched out the heavens. When he utters his voice, there is a tumult of waters in the heavens, and he makes the mist rise from the ends of the earth. He makes lightning for the rain, and he brings forth the wind from his storehouses. Every man is stupid and without knowledge. Every goldsmith is put to shame by his idols, for his images are false, and there's no breath in them. They are worthless, a work of delusion. At the time of their punishment, they shall perish. Jeremiah chapter 10, verses 2 through 8 and 11 through 15. I have quoted this long passage so that you can more fully grasp the power of God's idol mockery. You have to nail idols to a post or else they'll tip over. You have to carry them since they can't walk. They're about as powerful as scarecrows in a cucumber patch, and they are stupid because they're lifeless, made of wood. May God's mockery remind us that no idol could ever do what our Almighty Lord can do. He alone deserves our worship. That's going to conclude our reading from the biblical text in the devotional. It's interesting to see God mocking idol worship. And do we worship idols today? Many do in other lands. Hindus worship many idols. Buddhists set up their little statue of Buddha and offer offerings to it. But we have idols as well. Our idols can be our families when we place them before God. Our idols can be our jobs. Our idols can be our pleasure and our leisure. So many things. that we can place before God and worship them, things that are not our God and are pale in comparison. Let's not be idol worshipers today. I hope you have a blessed Saturday, and I hope you give God glory in everything that you do. Soli Deo Gloria.